Time to go beyond the buzzer now. Walker Kessler. He's the center, 7 feet tall, number 24 for the Utah Jazz. I was able to sit down with Walker to talk about his career, his personal life, and his ties to Utah that go way back. When you first heard Utah Jazz, what did you think?
So when I was drafted, I was actually drafted by Minnesota. And so when I got the news that I was traded to Utah, my first reaction was kind of like, I didn't even get to set home base in Minnesota. And my granddad was from Minnesota, so I had some cousins out there, and I was not super familiar with it, but I knew that it was going to be something. Got traded to Utah, and the first thing I thought was like, okay, new start, got to figure it out. I remember my first regular season game in Utah. It was against the Denver Nuggets, and the environment was crazy. I mean, it felt like back at college, you hear all these horror stories about NBA teams and their arenas and how it's kind of, the fans don't really get crazy unless it's playoffs or whatever. But the environment was awesome. And ever since that game, I mean, they've never let us down, regardless of, our record or what. The Jazz fans are the most loyal fans in the NBA, I think, and they show out. I mean, every game. I think that the fact that we've had, tomorrow's going to be 333 consecutive sellouts. Wow. I think that fact is just shows to how the Utah fan base shows up to games, regardless of what's going on, with the team.
Yeah, you haven't been on much of a win streak lately.
No, but
but they're still showing up.
Yeah, they're still showing up. But I think that for us as a young core, we're learning a lot, and even though we're not winning as much as we can, it's about the future, and I think that the Jazz fan base knows that.
I saw that you reacted when your girlfriend won this little competition. Oh my gosh, his girlfriend is Miss America. What? You met her in college?
So I did not meet her in college. Funny story. This was after my rookie year, at the tail end of my rookie year in the NBA, and my mom and dad went to an Auburn-Alabama basketball game.
Okay.
And I love my mom to death. She's an incredible person. You know how moms are. So she takes a picture of one of the dancers saying, like, this girl's really pretty. Like, who she is? And I was like, Mom, I don't know who that is.
You were
like,
there. But
yeah, that's kind of weird, but, whatever. And so then 3 weeks later, she finds out her name and says, hey, just if you're interested, her name's, Abby Stockard. And so I looked her up on Instagram, and kind of the rest is history. So mom picked her out. So mom vetted her. So that's, you always want to get your mom's approval first. So that's, that was out of the question from the beginning. So very thankful for that.
And then just a few months ago, you watched her get the crown.
Yep.
How incredible is that?
I mean, she worked her tail off for that. I mean, I didn't fully understand what all goes into all that stuff. I mean, the interview prep and the kind of questions she had to go through. I mean, she had this binder that was like this thick of all these political, geographical, whatever, just a bunch of questions on any topic, on anything. She had to know everything. Obviously, she's very pretty, and that definitely helps. But and then her talent. I mean, she would spend 2 hours a day. She's a dancer, and so she's extremely talented. So, there's no one more deserving. She's extremely humble, and I'm just very, very thankful to
Team
be
Razzie
with her.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's good. And then speaking of your mom, I also saw a video about Primary Children's Hospital. And when you were little, you were a patient there.
Yeah, they saved my life. So I was probably 2 or 3 years old, so I don't really remember it, but we were on a ski trip in Park City, and I had gotten the rotavirus, and so I was really sick, and if I hadn't gotten to the hospital 30 minutes later, I would have died just because from severe dehydration. And so, they saved my life. So it was kind of cool, full circle moment to my rookie year. I had an appearance there. It was kind of emotional for me, just because I know, I see these kids they're sick, and I knew that, that these people helping them are doing unbelievable jobs, and I wouldn't be here without them. So I'm extremely happy to work with them, and
to know how scary it is for the parents.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
23 years old, and you're a millionaire.
I suppose.
I hope you have a financial advisor
Yes, ma'am.
who helps you with all of that, how to buy a house, how to hire a chef, and do all of that. I can't imagine my kids at 23 years old being able to handle all of that.
Yeah, no, it's I think obviously growing up, I didn't think, I'd be blessed and fortunate enough to be in the situation, but I've been very blessed and thankful to have people in my circle that have kind of helped me in understanding how to be financially literate and to understand, what's smart to be smart with your money. And so that has really helped me to be, kind of grounded. And grounded, we'll talk about your parents a little bit. Your dad and your uncle were both drafted into the NBA. They were.
And how tall are they?
My dad, 6'8", probably 6'7" now.
Yeah.
And then my uncle actually passed when I was probably 6, but he was 6'11".
6'11". And they both became orthopedic surgeons?
They did.
Is that in your future?
No. I am not I don't have a weak stomach, but I'm good.
But it wouldn't happen.
No.
I bet your folks are so proud of you, though.
Well, I think that they're proud of not the fact that I'm in the NBA, but proud of the man that I'm becoming and have become. And it's all props to them. They did a great job of raising me and my brother and sister. And so very, very thankful.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting us get a chance to know you.
Of course.
What would you like to say to Utah fans, these Utah fans who keep coming and keep cheering you on?
I mean, just keep showing up. I mean, the Utah fan base is incredible, and y'all done a great job, and just stay tuned.
How is next year looking? What are
I'm
your
excited
hopes?
about it.
Yeah.
Very excited about it. Just excited to go out and compete and see what the year brings.
Okay, good luck.
Awesome, thank you.
What a great kid.
Yeah.
It
really
was,
is.
It was fun
Seems
getting
like
to know
it.
him a little bit.
And
so.
he's 23 years old. He's got a good head on his
I know,
shoulders.
yeah. Smart kid, too.
Great
Yeah,
interview.
I think
I
it's,
call him a kid, but yeah.
Yeah.
well,
A young
he
man.
is
He's
a
younger
kid.
than my kids.
Well, yeah, we wish the Jazz a lot more success going
Okay,
down the road.
here's
here.
the video
Yes.
of him watching his girlfriend be crowned Miss America.
Oh, cute.
That was the Instagram video. Isn't that
What
adorable?
a great reaction.
He was watching with the coach Hardy. When she won it, he was just
So
thrilled.
happy.
And she's just
that
a
is
beautiful
cool.
lady.
Yeah.
That's
So,
great support.
Yeah, fun.